Mr. Ritvik, shall we start now?
Uh, yeah, sure. Oh,
So I think, yes, Pradeep, I think we can start. Go ahead. Yeah. Good afternoon, Mr. Ritik,
good afternoon, yogis.
and thank you so much for being there and accepting our invitation to be a trainer. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay. Good afternoon, all. I am Ritik, currently
Can we
working.
ask Pradeep to introduce you,
Yes.
Ritik ji?
I'll
Let Pradeep
introduce.
maybe introduce and then we will start. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, all. Once again, congratulations to all the participants present over here. This is the third session of our Smart India Hackathon 2025 training and mentoring season. Today, we have Mr. Ritvik Kumar from TCS. I welcome Mr. Ritvik. Just to introduce Mr. Ritvik, Ritvik is working as a technical trainer lead ILP at TCS Kolkata. He specializes in full stack development and next generation applications. Over the years, he has had privilege of training and mentoring more than 12,000 freshers associated with him, and he is helping them to build a strong technical foundation and adapt to emerged technologies. His focus is on simplifying complex concepts, fostering innovation in talent development. So, with this in-depth understanding and the expertise of Mr. Ritvik, I think his session to all of you will be very much beneficial. And with this note, I again welcome Mr. Ritvik Kumar uh, for this third session of Smart India Hackathon training season. Over to you, Mr. Ritvik.
Yeah, thank you, Pradeep, for introducing me, and thank you, yogis, and both of you to providing me this wonderful opportunity to basically explain the data management and databases in front of these the means engineering students mostly. Yeah, I hope I am audible to everyone and clearly visible also, and my screen is shared. Can anyone confirm in the chat box?
Yes,
So I
you are
will
pretty
start
much
with my
audible.
session.
You are pretty much
Yeah.
audible. You can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for the confirmation. So I'm beginning with my session. Okay. All right. Okay. So basically, as you aware that basically in any of the solutions, whatever we are making in the software industry, in any of the corner, you will might means you will 100% going to be faced with the data. Okay. So because we are providing the solution due to one of the most, that is the reason, that is the data. We need to be manage that data in a structured way, basically through our solutions. Either it should be the web development, either should be the Android or any of the form of the basically solutions. So that will basically make the data management and databases to learn this concept very important. Okay. So in this session, we are not limited till one of the databases, basically, as you all aware that the concept around the databases. So anyone are miss able to answer what do you mean by databases very first, or data basically? Reply your basically in the chat box. What do you understand by data basically? I will make the session interactive because the thing is that there are a lot of the concept. Yeah, perfect. So any relevant information that you want to yes, collection of raw information. Perfect. So to manage these much of the data, we are having provided with the databases. Okay. So earlier in the scenarios, you all are aware that how we are managing the data. That is very hard to manage the data earlier, like in the ledger book. So ledger book is getting replaced by the later on the file. Means in our history, how we are basically managing the data. Now the today's mostly we are using the databases. Okay. So can anyone explain, so what is the meaning of databases? If any one of you are aware. Databases. Yeah, collections of data. Okay, perfect. Formatted data information to store this stuff. So basically, there are a lot of the ways how we can able to manage our databases. Okay. So basically, we are going to be understand their management. Okay, that how we can able to manage our data with the help of the databases. Okay. Later on, I will introduce with the two type of the database. I hope you all are aware. Basically, that we will use the relational data. One is the basically the data model we will call it. Okay. So data model we will call one is the relational one and another one is the non-relational. Under the non-relational, it is not limited till the tables and rows. Okay, there are various ways to store our data that we will also miss can able to help with the NoSQL databases, NoSQL type of the databases we will call it. Okay. Yeah, perfect, Shreya. Okay. So one is the relational, another one is the non-relationals. Okay. So basically how we can able to manage our data. Okay. So basically, yeah, we will miss reply your queries at the very last. Okay. And that will be replied by the team. Okay. Yes, perfect. So that we will call the relational database management system. Under the RDBMS, a lot of the data will come. Okay, I will come to this topic just a few minutes later. Okay. Very first thing that we will understand that how we can able to manage the data and why it is really required to manage the data. Okay. So basically everything what basically you want to make the data useful, whatever the data is coming that you want to make the useful and also trustworthy. Okay. So very first thing that is the useful that data, whatever you are making that need to be very useful and it need to be the trustworthy and durable. So every can able to manage it efficiently. So very first thing that we need to be fixed with how we can able to choose. We need to be choose the model first. Very first thing that is the model, and we need to be store it our data. About the result and all things, guys, please understand the things properly. And whatever you are asking at the very last in a Q&A means after
Um,
basically, yes, Pradeep.
Mr. Mr. Ritik, with your permission, can I say?
Yes, yes,
I
yeah.
request all the participants, if you are interested in this technical session, this is very important session for all the hackathon participants. Please try to focus on this one. Whatever the questions you have related to any operational thing or the logistic thing, we will take afterwards. As far as the result is concerned, within 24 hours, the result will be get out, will be published on a website. Okay, so do not ask anything which is beyond the scope of this session. So I request everyone to please maintain the decorum of this session as well as the focus towards the technicality. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all are engineers. I appreciate your professionalism. Thank you very much. Over to you, Ritik Kumar.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, so we are basically the managing the data that how we can able to manage. So basically we need to be choose our model. So according to our type of the data. Okay. So basically can anyone see me that the types of the data, whatever will come into your head? Basically in the 1970s when, yeah, perfect Mukesh. So basically in the 1970s, the mostly the data we will get in the structured format. Okay, but when in the 1920, basically in the 2000s, when the internet will come, so usually we will start getting also the unstructured and semi-structured data. Okay. So in the earlier way of managing the data with the relational one, that will not suffice our requirement. Okay. So with the structured one, we will move to storing also the unstructured data and semi-structured data. Okay, unstructured and semi-structured type of the data. So basically the base to manage structured and unstructured, basically how we can able to manage the structured data, in which model, guys? In which type of the data model you will manage the mostly the structured type of the data, where you know the schema? SQL. Perfect, Mukesh. So you can able to store the basically the data model, that is the relational type of the data model. Okay, for the structured data. But you can also store in the NoSQL also. There is not any problem in that. But that will allow a lot of the feasibility. Why a lot of the feasibility? That I'm basically we are discussing about the model and their storage, so that is the reason why we are saying. So there is a SQL one and the another one is the NoSQL. Okay, so under the SQL one, everything is fixed. If it is asking you the basically schema is fixed there, the table structure is fixed. So if it is asking the name, you need to be provided. If it is asking basically the age, then you need to be provided. Okay, either you need to be fill it with the null or you need to be mandatory provided. But in the structured form, if suppose in a one means every data is independent in their own. Okay, like for a one of the let's say student, it is should be the name is only stored. For one of the student, the name and age both other things are getting stored. So what are the thing? It is the things that also our storage is getting optimized here. Okay, our storage is also getting optimized here. And the another thing is that when we will see the SQL one, that you will understand that let's say means mostly a bit of the idea you are having with the databases. I am considering that a bit. So if you make a databases, any databases, so basically that is the relational type of the databases, you need to be stored in a single system. Okay, so basically what is the thing is going to be happen? Yeah. So in a system, you need to be add up the stories, not miss in a separate system. You can able to distribute it. Okay. Everything are centralized in the SQL type of the databases. You need to be keep the data at a single place. Okay. So basically what here you can able to do horizontal scaling or vertical scaling. Anyone can able to reply me? Yeah. Row and column, you will store the data in the relational model. That is perfect. No case. Basically, in a SQL way, scaling you can do? Let's say currently you are having 1 million of the data and your storage is full, your system or storage is full where you have been deployed your database server. Yeah, JSON is the other alternative. I'm coming to that, the things. Yeah, any one of you means horizontal scaling or vertical scaling. Basically, you will add the storage in the existing system or simply you will means clone the system and vertical scaling. Perfect. Yeah, in a SQL type of the, is it horizontal or vertical? Vertical, perfect. So basically in the existing system, we need to be add the storage or RAM, whatever is getting required. Okay, in a SQL type of the storage system. Okay. And here in the NoSQL, what we can able to do, since the every data is independent. Okay. So here you can also means basically create the separate systems and store the data in a different systems also. That will call the distributed one. Okay. So basically instead of adding every loads on a single server, you can able to distribute it. Okay. So that will make it so optimal also in the sense. And you are just optimizing it. That will call the horizontal scaling. Okay, so everyone understand the horizontal and vertical scaling a bit, means what I have been said to you. Okay, so SQL is the vertical horizontal scaling. Yeah, later on, basically you can able to do. Okay, so coming to the differences only, that is the SQL and NoSQL. So very first thing, that is the SQL. So what is the data model for the SQL one? That is the relational model. And what is the meaning of relational model? That basically what we will call table with the rows. Table with rows. Perfect. So tabular structures. A structure is basically fixed. A schema is fixed. Okay. So here also one of the thing that here schema is enforced. Okay. A schema is enforced. Yes. So basically, if I am saying a schema is enforced means what? You know that every data have some types. Okay. So if name is the field, then what is the type? In programming terminologies, we will call the string. Here, we will call generally varchar in SQL one. Okay. So basically, there is some text is written there. Okay. So type is basically, these are not the dynamic, these are the strong types. Whatever the data is there, you need to be the strong type. If it is integer, you need to be pass only integer. You need to be store the integer. Okay. And also the constraint is fixed here in a SQL type of the databases. Okay. And now abstract way of organizing. Perfect. Yes. Now, one of the more basically the reason we will use how to fetch real-time data from the API. Yeah, we will say you, Ria. So the another thing is the transactions. Okay. So what is the meaning of transactions? We will use also basically the SQL types of the for the transaction, like also where there are many relationships need to be made, like e-commerce website and also bank. Basically, bank application will mostly use the SQL type of the databases only. Okay, so transactions basically where the yeah financial uses. Perfect. So transactions, you are aware about the ACID properties, okay? And the basically also there are multi rows and multi table that we will use for the great variation. Means basically you can able to store the things, okay? And what is the meaning of ACID? Can anyone able to write in the chat box the ACID property? Perfect. So the meaning of A is atomicity. So transaction need to be complete. You need to be completed state, means either do all or do nothing. Okay, it need to be completed, means totally completed. Okay, that we will call the atomicity. And the another thing is the consistency. What is the meaning of consistency? The consistency that whatever the constants you have been made that need to be preserved. The data need not to be the hampered or changed in any way like that. So the constants should be preserved. Okay. Another thing is the I. The meaning of I is isolations. Okay. What is the meaning of isolation? Like it should be not happen like if you are sending money. Okay. So everything should be in the isolated state. So concurrent transaction should be not happen at the single time. Suppose you are trying to at a point, I mean, same instance of time from a single account, you are trying to transfer money and you have only 1,000 and you are trying to give this 1,000 at the two places, which is not possible. Okay. So that need to be the isolated. Okay. If anything is happening, then basically that need to be isolated. So basically concurrent transactions don't corrupt, don't, okay, I will write by text also, don't corrupt. Okay, and the meaning of, can you explain more about the isolation? Okay, the what is the basically in the Hindi meaning or English meaning you will understand isolation. Isolated. Can you able to say? Kind of isolated system. Yes. Basically, this type of the lock. Okay. Suppose if anyone, what is the meaning of concurrent? Concurrency is there, no? Like at a single point of time, the multiple things can able to happen to stay away from everything. Yeah, perfect, Anushka. So basically, a system. So system need to be the isolated state. Okay. Make serial from parallel. Yeah. So there is a one means we can able to just check like there is a word that is the concurrency. Concurrent we will call. Another is the parallelism. So there is a difference between parallelism and concurrencies. Okay. So at a single point of time, we will on a means the things we will apply the lock, so no one can able to affect that transactions. Okay, like it need to be completed. Once it is completed, the another can able to take that lock. Okay, so in a similar terminologies, if anyone is opening this lock means working with this lock, so other have not accessibility, they can able to work with this. Okay, so that the things you can able to understand as a isolation. Okay, so basically concurrent transaction don't corrupt your system, entire systems. And what is the meaning of D, durability? What is the meaning of durability? Permanent changes, perfect. So basically, if also something like crashes will happen, so your data need to be durable. Okay, so like your committed data need to survive, damage the database. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so it is your committed data means which is changed. That committed data survive the crashes. If anything happen, survive the crashes, been protected in the harsh conditions. Perfect. So your data need to be in the durable stuffs. Okay, so that is one of the things that will come in the SQL portion. been protected in the harsh conditions. Okay, and what is the next property for the SQL we can able to say? No loss of committed data in any case of failure. Perfect, Manish. So you need to be query your, basically you can able to work upon this. Okay, so that will call the query. So you can able to write like a lot of the things are there. Okay, so you can able to express the things basically. Okay, so can anyone see me the SQL we will write under this MySQL? So MySQL is the procedural one or declarative one, means whatever we will instruct that will do that much only, or also it will take some decision on your own, like text inputs and a lot of the things that it can able to do. Okay, we will come up to this one. Okay, so query basically you can it should need to be the expressive uh, and also you can able to work upon on the different tables. Basically you can able to join. Yes, MySQL is declarative. We declare what we want. Perfect. So basically you can able to join the class. It is should be very fast. Okay, so you can able to work with the multiple tables very concurrently. Okay, and also it is the supporting with the strong optimizer data you will get so quickly as comparison to the no SQLs one. Okay, and the another thing is the scaling one. Okay, so what is the scale? Like I already discussed you just a few minutes ago. So it is just supporting the vertical scaling. Okay, vertical scaling. Vertical scaling means adding in the same system, means adding more resources in the same system. You can understand in a one word or means a one or two words. Perfect. So we can customize it or not for the different persons. Yes, basically that is the reason why a schema need to be defined prior. Okay, because it is very hard to change the things on the go for the SQL type of the databases, because current requirement is different, but might be in future you will want to add more structures that it can able to affect the existing tables. So everything you need to be mostly if you want the to make the optimal system, you need to be means everything decide prior, like a schema need to be defined. What are the tables are required in this database? What are the relationships between these tables? Okay, so everything need to be decide prior. Okay, yes. So can means say some few examples under the SQL one. What are the options that is available? For basically that as SQL we will use. Okay. And what is the difference between SQL and MySQL? SQL versus MySQL? Because a lot of will be confused between these two. Okay, perfect. So SQL is a query language basically, and MySQL is a software to implement the SQL. Perfect, Chandhyala. Yeah. So SQL is the language which we can able to write in the platforms. That is the basically the relational database management system they will use. Okay. So under that example, a lot of the databases are there like PostgreSQL. So these are the different DB vendors. Okay. So this they will provide the platform to manage the databases. Okay. So one of the example is PostgreSQL, the MySQL, which we will use more frequently, mostly also, and SQL Server. We will add others data in NoSQL, not only SQL. Yes. Okay. So there is a one example that is also used, that is the Oracle, and a lot of the cloud stuffs that we can able to store like Aurora and LOIDB, etc. Like these are many types of the more types of the databases that we will use. Okay, some of the queries we will also write. SQL used to interact with the relational database, while MySQL uses SQLs to manage this. Yeah. MySQL is the platform. Don't understand. Use SQLs to manage this and manipulate this. Yeah, that is the platform where you will use. That is understand as a software. Okay. So what happened at the during the creation level when you are defining the schema, a bit of the syntax is different, but during the manipulation and other types of the statements, whatever you are writing, so mostly about 70 means 80 to 90% you can able to say that same query you are writing in every databases. Okay, the PostgreSQL, MySQL, SQL Server, Oracle, and SQLite. Okay, and a lot of the more databases like the V. Okay, that you can able to use. And coming to, we will give you the examples also soon, means a bit of the theory. Okay. So basically, I will show you the demonstration around the MySQL because that is installed currently in my system. Okay. Yeah. So another type of the basically that is the mostly we will call the NoSQL. So there is not any terminology. Basically, this is the umbrella term you can able to understand because if we are saying NoSQL, then basically SQL is not there using to basically to make the manipulating the databases, communicating, managing your databases. Okay, creating the tables, a lot of the things. Okay. So this is the only umbrella terminologies you can able to understand. But there are a lot of the examples under this. Okay. So which is the mostly frequently used in the NoSQL? Yeah, MongoDB. Perfect. So basically this MongoDB example is the basically the document stores. Okay. So this way of storing the data is the document stores. Like we will use the MongoDB NoSQL for the semi-structured. Yeah. So document storage like MongoDB, whatever examples you are saying. Okay. There's also a lot of the more databases, but MongoDB is the frequently used. The another that we will use that is the Couchbase. Okay. So that example I'm not writing. And JSON like how the things are there is getting stored here in the MongoDB. So where you need to be use the MongoDB, where you need to be choose this. Yeah, key value pairs are the things. Okay. Yes, sir. There's some identifier to identify the particular systems. So basically, these are the documents like JSON, like means JavaScript object notations. Okay, and GS likes docs, and the another things like I have been shown you the example in earlier, like their schema is flexible. Okay, their schema is flexible. The database table equals to collections, rows equals to document. Yes. MongoDB is used for string types records only. Okay, so basically where you want that your data is changing, a lot of the unstructured type of the data is coming. So basically the flexible schema is required. There you can able to use these type of the things. And also it is very good means for evolving. Okay, if the things are changing after some time, so evolving models, yeah, perfect. Evolving contents, heterogeneous, the dissimilar type of the things. Okay, perfect. So evolving models or microservices basically. So you can able to separate it out. Okay. Because each individual data is here independent totally. Okay. So can anyone able to hear about this type of the data? Basically, we will call it the wide column. That is Cassandra. Cassandra, HBase, like these type of the data. So basically these databases you will use for writing, means basically the data you need to be write heavy. Okay. So write heavy type of the data here you can able to use. Okay. A bit of the exploration you need to be do. I'm just explaining you the types and all of those things. Okay. So write heavy, and where there is a time series type of the things where you are storing a lot of the things, like let's say weather data you are storing at this particular second, this was the temperature. Okay. So those things you can able to use the white column type of the databases like time series and a lot of the events, workloads. Perfect. Yes. Yeah, examples you can able to use wherever you are having the white column. Okay. So we will also call it the linear horizontal scalable. Okay. So linearly you can able to add their stuffs. The another is the basically the specialized word only, that is the key value. So where you want to the quick look up something. Okay. So one of the most famous example which is the we will use mostly, that is the Redis. Okay. Has anyone heard about Redis? Like you heard about the cache storage system type of the things where you want something frequent, like some frequent data you want to grab up. Okay. So there you will use the, yes, perfect, Shreya, Manish. So has anyone heard about the Redis? Yes, Redis is a remote dictionary server. Okay. Okay. So basically where you want to quick look up. Okay. So in other terminologies, we can able to say that ultra low latency, where you are getting, you want to retrieve the data so frequently. Okay. So is open source in memory data structure stores database cache and message broker. Perfect. So that is the ultra latency lookups you can able to do. Yes, perfect. Where the keys should be the session IDs. And the another thing to catch some data, Redis cache we will use mostly also in the Spring Boot. Means if you are having the backend stuffs, that the Spring Boot, but you can able to use anywhere. Mostly you will hear about this terminologies if you are in that stuffs. Session state, perfect. Yeah, for the high speed performance. So you can use the multiple DVs. Okay. Yes, Ritvik, that will be provided, no issues. Okay, but always remember to understand the concept because it is not possible to teach everything in very detail. Okay, but the thing is that the ideologies and also these days, you know, the means the AI stuff means this is the era that where if no one is with you, the AI is with you. Okay, you can search and then learn anything, whatever you wish. Only you have the interest to learn something. Okay, but this will be provided. Okay, but better the notes you can able to get a lot of the places. Okay, so session storage you can able to do. And many of you have been use also the GraphQL, basically the graph type of the database where we will use the graphs to store the data. Okay, like Neo4j, Janus graph. So relationships first. A lot of the things are there which we want to be tracked in the real time. Okay, real time tracking means just give some examples. Let's say if you are booking the tickets also, like where data is changing so frequently, also basically the stock markets and all of those places. So graph is also one of the optimal way to store the data. Okay, so here is the basically a lot of the things like Amazon is giving you some recommendation, Netflix is giving you some recommendation to watch some movies. Okay, that is in the real term basis. Okay, so there they are using the graph patterns. Okay, your underlying interest and all of those places. Okay, if some emails are spam or not, fraud detection. So these are coming, which need to be detected in the real time. Okay, and knowledge graphs. Yeah. Yes, perfect. So a bit of the more types of the graphs are there. Okay, like search engines also use. Okay, so that is the things like how optimally it can able to search, like Elasticsearch, Open Search. So these things they will use like if you are text searching, all of those things. Okay. So I hope a bit of the idea you are getting around the SQL and MySQL. Okay. Is it clear like the things a bit? Okay. So whatever the databases we have been seen, okay, when we were getting mail for, okay, that is the, these queries you need to be asked at the very last, slightly lower than before. Is it for everyone? Voice is clear, right? Only one or two yes in the chat box. Okay, perfect. So the thing is that we are having with the DBMS, database management system. Okay. Under this, we are using, suppose if you have been choosing the any of the relational database management system, that is the RDBMS. Okay. So where you are managing your relational type of the databases. So basically the database management system, if anyone is saying you, then this is a software where you can able to define, store, retrieve, and basically you can able to also one of the most thing that is you can able to, you have to secure the data. Okay, so everyone don't have the access, direct access, because what happen when you will be work as a database administrator role, so you have not the privileges for everything to check. Okay, so I hope you understand about the grant and revoke that will come under the DCL type of the command, data control language. How you can able to control who can able to access this type of the data. Okay, so under the grant and revoke is basically use these two commands, SQL commands, to grant some access and to revoke the access. Like this users can able to have this, they have the accessibilities to these things. So basically they can able to see these things. Okay. So under this, basically what are the things that it is a software to store, define, okay, and retrieve and secure your data. The examples you already have been understand. So the core responsibility is that you need to be understand how better you can able to communicate with the data. You need to be know. Okay, basically you need to be understand. Overall motto is to talk with the data. Okay. So a lot of the things you will do, storage, query, processing, concurrency control also you are having with the transaction management, and also you can able to recover your data. Okay, so these things you need to be understand. So I'm just writing only the pointers one, like this for the storage purpose and query, processing, concurrency control, transaction management. And the another thing is the for recovery. Okay, so that is one of the reasons also that you should be have the backup of the data in regular way, like daily backups, weekly backups, monthly backups, because you are storing some sensitive data that need not to be lost. So you need to be store those data bases in a different servers. So if one server get failed, then the data will getting from there. Basically that we will use the making the replica of the exact databases. Okay. The another thing is the security. What is the relational database management system? So when it is going to become, okay, so there basically it is a DBMS that is based on the relational model basically, okay, which we have been just seen above, that data need to be as the relations or tables. Okay, so in a relational database management system, basically what happens, you are having with the multiple tables, and you know that table will looks like a just Excel, means they have the rows and columns, with rows and columns, rows and columns. In terminologies, what we will call the rows, tuple or not. The another word of for the rows. Okay. So the keys and constant we will define to ensure the integrity. to enforce the integrity. And basically we will use the SQL as the language for the communication here. SQL as the query language, basically. Okay. So I'm just moving to the different perspectives. So till now, bit is clear or not? The types basically. Right? Yes. Any one or two yes in the chat box. Yes. Perfect. Anurag. Okay. So simply, I will ask you some questions like which database you are going to be choose. Okay. So I'm just writing and then reply me. Transaction scheduling is done by automatic by software. So we need to be write the code for handling multiple transactions. Yeah, basically a lot of the tools has been make now. So whatever is optimal, just you need to have the knowledge. Okay. So whatever is optimal for your use scenarios, you need to be decide there. Okay. Basically, the decision you need to be make as respective that whatever the query you are writing, that need to be also the optimized one. That is not the time taking one. If you are using any software like transaction, means everything is done automatically, you need to be check that is it optimal or time taking. Basically, you need to be reduce as much as the time you can to provide the users means basically the great experience, whatever the application, whatever the solutions you want to develop. Okay. So quickly choose the databases basically. Okay. So where you want the strong consistency. Okay, I'm just changing their color. What you need to be replied that which data, which type of the database you are going to be use here. Okay. So where you are requiring the a strong consistency, you want the complex joins, means a lot of the different, let's say 3 to 4, 4, 5 tables you are joining. So complex joins are there. Okay, multiple tables having the different relations. Okay. And rigorous constraints. What you will use? SQL or NoSQL for this purpose? Perfect, Anurag. You have to use the SQL, any SQL. Okay. Postgre, MySQL, any type of the SQL type of the database. Perfect. So those who have been replied at reflect correctly. Perfect, Shreya. Now, where the a schema is unpredictable, you are not aware. Okay. So unpredictable schema, like if any type of the data can able to come. Okay. Plus, there are a lot of the nested also the JSON and the microservices autonomy. I hope you understand a bit of the microservices. Basically, service is responsible to perform certain means basically some you are just breaking up the larger service into a smaller service, and each individual service is responsible for performing some particular task only. Okay, yeah, microservice autonomy. So mostly you are replying that is the NoSQL. Perfect. Yes, DynamoDB you can able to use. So document type of the things you can able to use. Okay, the document type of the database. So NoSQL is the bigger umbrella. So generally I'm talking about NoSQL. So NoSQL is not limited till NoSQL. Under NoSQL, various types of the databases are there. Okay. And this thing I already said to you also. The one is the massive write through put, where you are requiring to write a lot of the data. Or let's say time series type of the thing is going to be happen. Time bucket queries, basically. That are the things we can able to write. Which database you will use? Quickly reply. The wide column one or time series database. Cassandra. Perfect. So where you need to be find some relationships. Okay. So you need to be find some relationships. So where how we can able to find the relationships? Traversal basically as a first class, that is your requirement. So what you can able to do? Relationship traversal and hops first class. Yes. So graph you will use. Graph you need to be used like Neo4j, like these type of the things. Okay. So where you are requiring the quick, let's say storing the caches, what you are going to be used for caches? Key value type of the database. That is the Redis. Perfect. If you want to search some text, full text search, scoring. So basically search engine type of the database you have to use. Okay. So basically coming to the next portion, that is the schema design. What is the meaning of a schema? So it is the thing, it is not limited to the SQL. Basically, we will design our schema for the databases. Okay. Either it is SQL or either it is NoSQL. So this is not limited till this stuffs only. Okay. One thing you need to be understand, it is always a good practice before beginning up with designing your entire application. Some of the things you need to do. Basically, some of you are aware about the LLD, HLD, all of these things. So let me write in a sequence only. So basically you are already have been some specification like these things you want to make. Okay. So there is a SRS document, means software requirement specification. You are already aware that what is your requirement. Okay. So thereafter in the HLD one, means high level design perspective, you have to define also the database design you need to be make. Okay. Why it is necessary? Because you can't go let's say you can't go blindly on the road. Okay, else accident can able to happen. So similar thing is here also. You can't make your databases on the go by ready the application. Before beginning to make the entire application, you need to be understand the requirement first. As per the requirement, you need to be plot. Guys, this is not possible to design the schema and all of those things in a short period of time, but just understand the things, explore a bit by yourself. A lot of the things you will find basically around the schema. Yeah, metadata about the data. Perfect. So that is the thing, miss the rough idea, like how your tables are looks like, what are the relationships. So these are the things you have been learned. A lot of the concept like normalization, entities, relationship, the entity diagrams, basically you have been making the database management system also subject in the computer science. Okay. So you need to be understand the database design you need to be happen. Like we will also define the architecture of the software, like how the software are interacting, everything. So under that steps, also the database design is one of their part. Okay. The architecture one. software architecture. So there you need to be designing your databases. Either it should be for the SQL and either should be it is for the NoSQL. Okay. Okay. So till now, has anyone have the prior experience? They have been design the database first and thereafter move on to the next portion. Yes or no? Yes, perfect. So just I will ask you. So there are a lot of the various terminologies. That is the entities first. What is the meaning of entities? In grammatical word that will call the noun. Okay, that is the noun. And in let's come to the object oriented programming concept, that are the classes. Okay, so a lot of the tables you are, yeah, perfect, column attribute. Yeah, column attribute you are saying perfect, but basically not column attribute here, the table name terminologies I'm talking about. Okay. Yes. So like means just giving the example, let's say there is some user, they want to make the also some order. So user is a table, order is the table. If they are making any payment for their order, so we need to be define also one payment table. So these type of the tables you need to be make users, and a lot of the attributes are there within it. Okay, Nisarg. So that is the thing. So user, order, and payment, like these are the tables. So entities you can understand, classes, nouns, basically that is representing some entities like this. Okay, and under these tables there is some relationship like user with the order, order with the payment, user with the payment. There is some relationships. Okay, and I hope you are aware and learned also the relationships. So there is a one to many, many to many, one to one, like these things have been heard or not? Relationships. Okay. So basically what you have to do, you need to be make the blocks and you need to be show their relationships. Okay. The foreign keys references and all of those things you need to be show during design phase. Okay. So very first thing, that is your process in a software life cycle, basically the development life cycle. This is one of the most important portion we need to, which you need to be mandatory do before making any software, else your software can able to fail to build, means anything means there will be complex logics, and also if it is unstructured, then later you will feel very hectic to do the changes because you have been written the half codes already. If any changes in betweens are there, then it is will make you very burden to do the changes in different tables also. Okay. Yes. So one to many, many to many, like these are the some of the examples are relationships. Okay. So can anyone say me if any is a user? Okay, what should be the relationship established between user to order? Because users can do the multiple orders. Okay, just I have given you a small hint also. What the relationship between the user and order table? Perfect, Nisagar. One to many. So a single user can do the multiple orders. Okay, but if I'm writing order to user, then single user, is it means the reverse? What is the reverse relationship? Let's say order to payment. Yes, perfect. Order to payment, many to one. Yes. Okay, basically here also one to one. There is a one order, one payment. Yes. Basically here I have also not designed the things, so you will be confusion with about that. Just understand, we are considering a single order only. Okay. Like for a single order, you are making the payment because our application is just supporting one order at a time. Okay. Whatever the application we have been defined, because there can be like say Zomato, let's say we are taking example. So there can be like you are ordering from multiple restaurant and making a single payment. That is also possible somewhere. Okay. But generally in mostly scenarios, one order you can able to make and you have to make the full payment. Okay. In a single order. So for the multiple orders, you can't able to make the payment in a one go. Okay, like many to one, it should be not the relation. So one to one, you can consider for this type of the one. Okay. So like these are the relationship. You need to be just go a bit and then you can able to see. Perfect. And the another thing will come into the normalization. What is the meaning of normalization? Top to bottom. Okay. So basically you have been understand improve data integrity. Perfect. Duplication index reduction. So everyone are correct in their own way. Okay, perfect. So you have heard about the 1NF, 2NF, 3NF, and the last one that is the BCNF. Okay, so basically all these, just go through all these one by one bit when you are designing in your databases. Okay, so basically what is the benefit for the normalization? Like you are avoiding the anomalies. What is the meaning of anomalies? Exceptions, duplicacies. Perfect. And as such way lossless joins and dependencies are preserved. Perfect. So basically, like there should be clear constant. What is the constants are there? You need to be just check all these things. Okay. Okay. Also, we will say that constants are our friends because let's say primary keys we are making. So it will not allow the duplicates values for the primary key, and also it will not allow the not basically the null values. Okay. So like not null, and you can able to check something also in the databases. Okay. But generally that will be the costly operation. We need to be check at the front end end only, and thereafter we can able to store the things. Okay. Basically our the thing is that we need to be reduce as much as load over the server. Okay, so server need to be the fast and optimal, all of those things, but also we need to be take care of the machine side also, means so basically the user side also, user in as per their limitations. So but whatever the thing like that is the non-sensitive portion, like if they are giving any password, so everything that we need to be check at the user end only before storing in the databases. Okay, so that the things we need to be do. Okay, just you need to be explore some of the terminologies like uh, which we will do for the schemas one. Okay, like for the sequels one, like we will make the star scheme. What is the meaning of a star schema? Okay, so there's just some fact table where foreign keys, measures, all the things are there, and attributes and all the things we will define. And there should be also the simpler joins. Okay. Yes. And good for BI, Power BI basically.
ये तुम श्रेया आ क्यों उधर
Okay. Anyone want to ask anything?
मैंने तो ये ओकी ओकी कर रहा है दिमाग खराब
Okay. So anyone are aware about the indexing? What is the meaning of indexing? Basically, the indexing in the database, for what purpose we will use. Also, one of the things we need to be make sure, like whatever the databases and whatever the queries we are writing, that need to be the optimized. Okay. Yeah. For the faster access, we will use the indexing. So a lot of the things are there in the databases, like the indexings we will use. Yes. So can anyone sees the base how we will do the indexings one? How the indexings will work? What, when, and how basically? Yes. So you have also heard about the B tree indexes. What is the meaning of B tree indexes? That is the default one only. Yeah, B plus also we can see. So basically what it will be ordered by their keys, ordered by the keys. Okay. And it will be great for the equality means to compare the equals things. If you are searching, let's say for some ID, let's say 101. So you need to be fixed by 101 means you need to be checked great for equalities and range type of the search. Like in particular range you want to search. Okay. So basically, Tejas, it will depend on your type of the software solutions. Okay. Whatever is preferred, basically you need to be optimize the things. You need to be make the application more optimal and more secure. Means basically everything you need to be check around that things. To store node pointer, key, data pointer, perfect. And that will also support the left prefix maxing. Okay, means from the left side, means from this side, means whatever some patterns it will for matching the things over the composites. Okay. Yes. Okay, so some of the means because we are having a lot of the theories portions only. So a bit of the queries SQL, MySQL I will work upon. Okay, so some of the queries basically I'm just saying it to you. Okay, let's say you are having with a one table. Okay, let's say there should be some student ID and a skill sets, a student ID and a skills. So there are multiple student IDs. Let's say 101, 01. Their duplicates should be there 202, 305, 202, 101. Python, let's say AI, ML, writing Python, AI, ML. So you need to be return that unique student ID only. That is the one only. Those who have the skill sets in Python and basically the all means Python, AI, and ML. So what is the SQL query for this? Can you write in the chat box? And meanwhile, you can able to ask the questions also. Write the SQL query. I'm just opening the editor also. Yeah, Anurag, just check your query. Is it going to be work or not? The question is you need to be check means select the IDs, unique IDs only. Okay. Who have the skill in all means basically the Python, AI, and ML means these three. If you will write this query, whatever you have been written, then what is going to be happen? Like it will return you the 101. It will also return a one more, a 101, and it will also return you 202, 202 once again. Yeah, this much it is going to be returned. But the answer is 101 only. Why it is 101? Because only there is a one student who have skills in Python, AI, and ML. Yeah, Nisagra. Also, please check that will it going to be work or not. Meanwhile, I'm just opening. Okay. Basically, how we can able to show the databases, guys? Show databases like this, whatever the databases you are having with. Okay. Let us see the consent menu that only for this. Okay. Select distinct, and this is not going to be work. If you will do and means it is not possible. Will it going to be work, Anurag? Okay. So how we can able to create the database? Let's say I want to create the database. Let's see. DBM database. Okay. This is, we can use all. No, also it is not going to be work. Let's say I'm making the SIH 2025. And before that, what we need to be write here for creating the databases? Either database, either schema you can able to write. Okay. So for using this database, what we have to write? Now we are using this SIH database. Okay. Basically thereafter, yeah. Now how we can able to create the table, means whatever the table I have been asked to create. So what are the fields in tables are having with? So create table. What is the command for means query we have to write the table? Yes, create table students. And how we can able to define their fields? So very first thing that we will set the student. Let's say I'm writing the roll number. Okay. Create table name, attributes name with the data type and then size. Perfect. So roll number, and then can I take the integer roll number, and I'm just making it primary key. So I'm just applying this constant here, and thereafter writing the skills. Let's say skills that I'm writing varchar. Let's say giving the 50 characters is much. Okay. And I'm marking it not null. So at least some data should be there. Okay. So once it enter, then this table is created. How we can able to check that this database is containing this table? How we can able to show all the tables basically? Perfect. So tables. So this is the tables, whatever we have been made. And how we can able to describe it? Describe and the table name. Okay. So these are the fields, whatever we have been made. So this is the primary key, and it should be not null, and it should be also not null, and their data types. Okay. And whatever the things I have written here, like 101, 101, 20. So I want to insert that. How we can able to insert this here? So always remember, once the table is defined, so this is the DDL1. Okay, the types of the SQL statements basically, where the data is defined already. Okay. Yes. Perfect, Nisagr. So insert into table name is the students, and where, what are the values you want to insert? Can you insert the multiple fields, basically the multiple rows at all at once? Yes. So try to means insert the multiple values. So insert into either can you post it up? Yes, perfect. So students, and we are having we have been make the two fields, right? So the roll number and a skills, and thereafter I am inserting the values. Okay. So values, whatever we are inserting, 101 Python, 101 Python, 101, let's say I'm writing AI, 10, it is 201 Python. Okay, just making the same. So the example should be not the different one. The roll number is primary key in the second. We can't add again 101. Yeah, that is the things we can't able to add it again. So how we can able to alter that primary key, Nisag? Can I remove this primary key? Means basically how I can able to remove the primary key. Means how you can able to alter the table. Yeah, alter command you will use. How you can able to alter it?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, it will drop that primary key basically. So let's see what is the thing is going to be happening. So I'm just skipping this command. Okay. Now if you will describe it, then how your structure is looking like. Now this key means basically whatever the primary key is getting dropped. Okay. Now it is not no more primary keys. Okay. So now we can able to run this and then add the duplicates values. 305. Okay, now table structure is basically I have inserted the values also. Okay. Now once this is inserted, you can just see by selecting star from students. Okay, so these are the things. Now the questions will came. What is the queries you have to write for selecting the unique IDs, which have the all required skills? Means basically this will shortlist the resume like of the things who are have been basically the ATS one, those who have the skill sets in the Python, AI and ML, and then we will just pick up their email IDs and IDs like this way. I will pick that the things. Yeah, I'm just providing you a hint. You have to use the aggregate method also. So to apply the mathematic operations. Okay, and again saying you need to be do the count. How you can able to do? Just giving a 1 or 2 minutes. And guys, the remaining things like you have to see a bit of the you need to be understand how you can able to apply the indexings and then how you can able to write the query optimizations on all of those things. Whatever the requirements you are having with the team will see able to say you. Okay. And also this is not the platform for getting the results. You will be notified by through some structured base only. Okay. Okay. So no one is replying. But this is the thing you can able to do because this is the not much hard. So what is the question asked is you need to be return the distinct, okay, means the unique one basically, and what is the roll number. So there is not multiple duplicates, okay, and from which table, that is the students table. Perfect. And what I have been asked, where skills in Python, AI and ML. Okay. And one more requirement that you need to be do. You need to be grouped by 101, 101. You need to be grouped by all. So you can able to apply the aggregate method. So you need to be grouped by their roll number. Okay. And thereafter you need to be check group by means having clause have you here, right? So you can able to count the distinct their skills. Okay. Their distinct skills basically. That need to be the 3 in count. Okay. So this will ensure, this is the way that we are commenting in a SQL. So it will ensures all 3 skills are present, whatever is required. Okay. So let me run. I hope you are getting the correct result. Okay. Is it fine? Have you all understand or not? Okay, we are having left with the 20 more minutes. You can ask Miss any questions or queries from me. Mostly the data management and databases, you need to be aware that how you can able to work over any types of the databases. Okay. So one of the primary steps is that you need to be decide your data base. You need to be choose your database. Okay. There can be the software, there can be the basically the hardware or any type of the solutions, whatever you are making, that you have might to be also choose multiple databases. Okay. So like some one will also use the key and value for the cache storage. Also, they are using the SQL type of the databases. So this is the thing. Okay. So it is not limited till the one database only. As per your requirement, you have to choose your database. Okay. The another thing you need to be designed into in your database beforehand, at least a bit. Okay. At least a bit you need to be design the databases. Why this is important? Because else system need to be the fault tolerance. Okay. In future, if anything you want to scale, means in every perspective you need to be think, because you are making the softwares, and these days you will know that how the softwares are evolving, adding the new features. So you need to be thinking database, so you need to be choose the database optimally in that base scenarios. Okay. The another thing is the time. Just like you need to be know that how soon we want the information, the data. So quickly the data need to be means so optimized. Okay. Our queries need to be written so optimized so that any user, whatever they are query on our software, they will not have to wait 1 minute or 2 minutes. Basically, the things should be done in the no milliseconds time of the to provide the smooth delivery of our contents, whatever the things, interactions. So we will get the also the return customers. Basically, they are going to be come up again to our platforms. Okay, perfect. So any questions you can able to ask me. Recordings and all of those things you can able to get. But one more thing is that there are a lot of the tools, guys. I'm not giving you the names. Basically, you can search over the means over the AI tools, and then also they are writing, they're converting your text into the SQL queries. Okay, but the thing is that before moving ahead to the AI, you need to be have the knowledge, some bit of the knowledge you are having that. Okay, if you will blindly go and follow the AIs and all of the things, then security concerns will come into picture. Okay, because you are not aware that what AI is writing. You need to be aware end to end what AI is writing. Okay, so you need to be always review their code. They are just colleague. Okay, just think they are colleague, but they are so brilliant colleague that they can able to write the code so efficiently, so fast. But you need to be review their code to understand it, how they have been written. Any third party things have been used or not, means you need to be check every perspective, every corners of there. Okay, before launching your application. Suppose if any things the third party they have been used, and let's say during the demonstration the server get down, so you are not getting the things content at that portion of the time, because when the AI tool is generating the things, they are getting and receiving the data. But during demonstration, it is not retrieving the data. That thing should be also going to be happen. Okay. Any questions? Please feel free to ask. Means I will be till 5 p.m. How to structure such SQLs DB? It's easy to scale and modify according to the new feature. Yeah, and you need to be choose the right means basically data base. Okay, as per your requirement. If suppose you are making the data application where the real time changes is happening like a time series of the things and all of those things. Okay. So you need to be choose that particular databases, and you can choose multiple databases also. Okay. And you need to be understand. Basically, you need to be learn by talking with the databases, that you will ask something, they will do. Guys, do you have any questions? And remember one thing, this is very important things, the databases. Okay, there is not any questions I have been get till now. Okay, one question is vector embedding is free. If you are using open source, then it is free. If you are using paid one, then it is paid. Basically, for every solutions, what are the things you need to be checked for the open source? Okay, but also you need to be make sure that open source stuffs basically. Okay, and if there are free libraries, how much time will take to learn SQL to a level so that understand any code written in SQL? Divyans, also one thing that what about the SQL? If you know any programming language, it is very easy to learn this. Okay, because SQL, every SQL queries you can convert into the some pseudo code. Let's say in Python, let's say in C, let's say in C++ or Java. Basically, you can transform your SQL queries also in a code. Okay, and understand and find out their time complexities and all of those things. Okay, that is the reason where indexing and thereafter the query means a lot of the things are came into pictures. Okay, but the learning times very it is dependent on your totally dedication. Okay, because if you know anything, let's say one programming language completely, then it is very easy to learn. Means 3 hours, you will learn at least and understand each and every SQL queries. Okay, basically the difficulties will come into picture in the SQL side. I'm just saying, when there are multiple joins, you need to be fine just writing the same way of the thing, like recursion tree. When you need to be moved down like these things. So same thing is going to be happen when the multiple tables have been joined together to find out what are the result is getting returned here. Okay, but the things is that totally dependent on your time. Means hardly 8 to 9 days. If you will learn three means 2 to 3 hours, then that is suffice to understand the SQL into end. Okay, and later on you can able to do whatever you wish. Any more questions about all these? Please be prepared. Okay, means be prepared for anything because no one knows means what are the things are there. And remember one thing that don't blindly believe over the AI. Okay, because AI is still in learning phase. Everything you need to be understand. Now the things will come like AI can able to do this or not. Okay, if AI is can able to do this, you need to be review what it is doing. Okay, so it will reduce their your effort, but the thing, any advice for the bet listed team? Okay, just write the questions and means I will give last 5 minutes. They will reply basically the responses. Okay, I'm stopping my screen share also. What type of the data can we store in the SQL? Basically, any type of the data. Also, you can able to store the binary type of the data. Okay. It is possible to store also your image, every feasibility that it will give you in the recent version of the SQL softwares. Okay, so all right, thank you. Means I hope a bit of the idea you are getting from this session. Okay, yeah, binary level object. That's the things you can able to use. Okay, yeah, blob, glob, these things you will use for storing the binary type of the files. Okay, thank you, means I hope a bit of the idea you are getting from this session. Okay, uh, if you are not having any doubt, then I'm just just write. Means I'm just launching a quick poll. Thereafter, means if I will get yes, SQL provides the security for the data. DCL commands okay. I hope am I audible, right? You will also store your data in a basically encrypted form also. That is one of the way. But SQL also providing you that way that no one can able to directly access. So basically the user IDs and password, all of those things are there. Who have the access for what type of the data? Okay, if you are doing. Okay, just write yes or no. If you have any question, write yes, else no. Okay, all right. So there is a one only questions that is the view. So view just understands as a temporary view means type of the things because if suppose if you don't want to do any changes or query over the actual table, okay. So you will create a separate view and then you will query over that view. Okay, that table. That is the virtual table that will not really exist. Once you will be done with your work, then that's it. Okay. Yeah. So as per the poll, there is not any much dots. Okay. So am I stopping the poll? Yes, it is already the last 5 minutes. If first. Okay. Ashish and Pradeep, I am done with the session.
Thank you, sir. Uh,
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for your active participation, and a special thank to our trainer, Shri Ritik Kumarji, for sharing valuable knowledge and guidance. We wish all SIS 2025 participants the very best for your journey and innovations. Stay motivated, stay creative, and keep innovating for India. And if I talk about the SIH results for batch 2, so it will be published within 24 hours. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you all. I hope you liked the session. Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Devans.
Okay, guys, we are ending the session now. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.